going to be yet another lane of creeps that are just going to be knocking down to the bottom. Should be able to take a half of the HP down, but in the meantime, Avatar of the Guardian just going to be connecting down right down, and there's an insane amount of crowd control going on over to the side of Team Falcons BH. FLCN unfortunately will not be able to stay alive, but Boro is to go on with the control, while Few originally just going to be continuing with the stack ups. Boro though, he's tanking up quite a bit of hits, but in the meantime, Cobra drops down the Force, just going to be zooming across the board, not quite enough damage to really do anything to FLCN, but the Sanguine Claw connects down onto Cobra, followed by the Unstoppable Force that is and might very potentially lose the one in the middle too. As the fight extends, FLCN is going to be taking a couple of shots from the side of Orange Bar, but not quite enough to go down just yet. But in the sidelines, we do have FLCN just going to be sliding right in. And I'm with you on that one. Vexana sounds really good.
Yep, and with that, they pick up the Vexana. Pretty good again up coming in from Team Falcons. And
by the Avatar of the Guardian, that is also a very good variation to how they want to play around. In fact, this is a very adaptable comp as to how Vexana will want to play into the opponent's hands.
And now we're jumping straight into the game where we see Boro using the Cho, trying to slow down the speed of Ogwen and FLCN, but careful not to take too much damage from Ogwen, because at this point, Boro's providing vision, not really to slow down anything. But hey, FALCONS MENA looks like they're playing the lanes quite well. Yeah, quite well.
Well, in the meantime, middle lane, a flicker coming from the side of Sensei almost immediately. Boro did the same thing as well. Sensei almost taken down. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it is a retribution that can burn just yet. So, unfortunately, Vexana walks away scot-free. But that is her first blood in the hands of FLCN. But that's not all. Leave Me joins himself right in the middle, and Ogun flicks away just before anything goes bad.
Honestly, if Falcons from the Philippines, they could take more free mid-shield there, I would be so surprised at what FALCONS MENA is doing. But so far, even though the mid got sacrificed, Boro got sacrificed, Leave Me is trying to fight farm with farm against FLCN by invading the jungle. I'm not so sure whether he got it or not. Looking at the emblems now, I feel like everything looks good. But Jawhead? Oh, good. Okay, hold on.
Oh, it's gonna be fine. FLCN with small little pokes on the Boro. So with 1 minute and 50 seconds in, I think that the game is still not too bad, not too shabby. FALCONS MENA still playing along their own game.
I saw something interesting from Ogwen. He set up his emblem where he used Thrill, which I feel like is good because you do want to clear out the you want damage essentially, right? You want damage, but I believe he also had Seasoned Hunter, which means he can clear jungle much faster, which makes sense because you just want to leash for your jungler. But I thought, you know, having tenacity or more movement speed is better.
Yeah, I mean, tenacity will be able to be applied throughout the game, right? While Seasoned Hunter not quite as much. But we'll see how that eventually goes. But I do like the Thrill being picked up by Ogun. It directly counters against Boro, especially as a Cho. You want to kind of tag onto the opponents, right? You want to constantly be giving away information. And just from the fact that the Smart Missiles plus the Thrill just deals so much base damage, the Cho can't even get close anymore.
Yeah, this is going to be rough for Boro for sure. Every single time he wants to engage, he will get punished. But yeah, I haven't played a lot of Jawhead Roam, so maybe Seasoned Hunter is the correct emblem set. And if this is something new that Ogwen is trying, we do have to look at it. If this will be the meta moving forward. Team FALCONS MENA for now haven't had any advantage so far with Leave Me on that Nolan. So it looks like they just want to fight for the turtle, but I'm not so sure, like, can they actually get an advantage that Leave Me tries to engage? It looks like he's going to get punished. Ogwen gets a kill, and Ogwen gets kicked by Boro, but Boro is able to kill there, unable to escape, but has to use the flicker, try to run away from FLCN. Flap is there from behind, and Flap will secure the kill.
That's good. Now 3-1, and throughout the entire battle, it does seem. Oh wait, hold on a second. Cobra seems like he's not gonna stay alive from the hands of Super Marco. In fact, there's so many battles going all across the board. Team Falcons from PH is the one that ultimately got most of that trade right.
mean, they almost have 3,000 gold here, and now Ogwen wants to engage on to leave me. They really want to make sure that they're choking out from the farm. And now Team Falcons with 3,000 gold lead, they should be able to secure this turtle very, very safely. And Team Falcons MENA at this point, the way that they're moving, it's not like they're trying to win. They're just trying not to lose.
For Team Falcons PH, it feels as though they are constantly just trying to get themselves a little bit of a pacing advantage, right? Pacing priority. They probably understand that the Nolan really will be a problem in the early stages of the game, given the fact that he's got great mobility and is constantly being able to be on par, if not faster than Suyo in most of these ganking scenarios. As such, that is probably the reason why Ogun have decided to go for Season Hunter, just so that he will be able to help the Kaltizi go faster.
Looks like Ogwen tried to catch Koba, unable to do so. So Team Falcons, they had the intention to start a fight. It looks like Team Falcons MENA is able to kite away, so nothing is really happening as of right now. But Kaltizi is able to get the turret, and looks like they're gonna try a 1v1 down bottom.
You're just gonna be slow but steady kind of race from the side of Falcon PH. At least it is going to be a pretty decent push all the way in. In fact, that is going to be yet another lane of creeps that are just going to be knocking down to the bottom. Should be able to take half of the HP down, but in the meantime, Avatar the Guardian just going to be connecting down right down, and there's an insane amount of crowd control going on over to the side of Team Falcons PH. FLCN unfortunately will not be able to stay alive, but Boro hoping that he will be able to kind of sidestep all of these bad impacts, but he still went down. It is a 2-for-2 trade.
Yeah, we can see a little bit on the damage that Sensei can provide when FLCN is using the split. So that is something that we have to keep in the back of our heads. Team Falcons from the Philippines still holding the map very, very strong. Not really giving a lot of advantages to Team Falcons MENA, but we can definitely see Team Falcons MENA, they will try to find any kind of advantage that they can, because so far, only Few and Super Marco hasn't died yet. Everyone else has their own fair share of deaths. Now, they initiate onto Orange Bot.
Crazy stuff. I mean, you can definitely see the Few as well as an Ogun. These two paired combination, the throw, the force ejector plus the Sanguine Claws is just absolutely perfect, allowing them to get a very quick kill onto Orange Bob before he even be able to remotely do anything when it comes down to the Avatar Guardian. Oh, just 7 minutes into the game. 7 minutes to 3 already at this point in time, right? We are even looking at about 5,000 goal lead, and 5,000 goal leads in 7 minutes is actually pretty amazing. But in the meantime, after the top lane, crazy damage as Kaltizi is easily executed down onto Leave Me, while the fight in the middle lane just continues to go on for the control, while Few originally just gonna be continuing with the stack ups. Boro though, he's tanking up quite a bit of hits, but in the meantime, Koba drops down the force, just gonna be zooming across the board, not quite enough damage to really do anything to FLCN, but the Sanguine Claw connects down onto Koba, followed by the Unstoppable Force that is 3% down already. Super Marco throws out the Death Sonata, not quite enough to bring Sensei down just yet.
Honestly, that was pretty rough, because we see the Hive using everything that he had in hope that he can at least kill someone. And he couldn't even kill Ogwen, where if we look back into his emblem set, it's all about damage. And now Leave Me has to leave the scene and allow Team Falcons from the Philippines to maintain control over here in mid. Team Falcons MENA, 0-3-1 for the Hive. This is not what they usually want. But hold on, an engage coming in from Cho.
Just gonna be continuing on as Boro just gonna be sidestepping in, and in fact flickers himself away from the Death Sonata as well. But Kaltizi is not done just yet. He went straight in over to Bob, but it doesn't seem like he will be able to bring him down as well. But Koba continues on with his resilience as he defended the middle lane first tier defense turret, keeping and making sure that it stays up.
I mean, one thing they can say about Koba, man, he's not shying away. Like, for a person that is 0-3-1, he's pretty aggressive at throwing those Zaman Force and, you know, using it to defend his turret or trying to dish out some damage over to Team Falcons. Mostly we see when you're 0-3-1, you play a little bit safely, but Koba is not doing that. And so far, to his credit, he's not been that heavily punished.
Not at all. I think that there's definitely still a little bit of time for him to kind of get himself back on track. It still requires maybe another 5 minutes for him to realistically be able to do anything to the front lines or perhaps even the back lines. But we haven't really quite seen that dream scenario from FALCONS MENA just yet, right? Koba drops the Zaman Force, Eternal Guard plus Avatar of the Guardian, and perhaps even when it comes down to the Whale Dragon, they even have got pick-off capabilities within of their kit too.
Right now, this is an interesting situation which I don't think they can pull off. But if they can pull off, I feel like that's the only way that FALCONS MENA can win, is that Leave Me just gets a good split push. We see him getting 2 turrets up top. If he's able to play the macro game, play the map against Team FALCONS Philippines, then that's a way that they can win. However, going up against a Philippine team, playing macro against them is going to be very, very hard because they are one of the pioneers of playing macro for MLBB.
Indeed. In fact, macro game is just at the back. Of their heads. They don't even have to think anything about it, and they are just doing it. As for now, Team FALCONS with 10,000 gold lead. You can see that Leafy is really making his way down to the bottom lane, hoping that he'll be able to do something. But you know, Kaltizi, he knows. He definitely knows. Players from PH, they know exactly what the opponents would be trying to do, and in this case, punishes him.
I mean, to be fair, this is what Kyle did on the Nolan many of the times when he had it previous patches ago. And now Team FALCONS MENA below, like, the difference is 10,000 at this point. This is going to be very difficult for them to really protect their own base. It's only about 11 minutes of the game, and Team FALCONS already have 11,000 gold. That's 1,000 gold per minute, and that's brutal.
That 11 minutes in and 11,000 gold per minute, or rather advantage, is definitely tough. But for now, Koba and Ogren picks a trade 1-for-1, but definitely with FALCONS MENA no longer having a Harif, it's gonna be so much tougher for them to play around with no reasonable amount of damage coming in from the back lines. They did lose the inhibitor turret in the top lane though, and might very potentially lose the one in the middle too. As the fight extends, Baptiste is gonna be taking a couple of shots from the side of Orange Spot, but not quite enough to go down just yet. But in the sidelines, we do have Kaltini just gonna be sliding right in and constantly just pummeling onto the side of FALCONS MENA, leaving Koba the only one remaining. He drops his Zaman Force in hopes that he'll be able to do something, but let's be honest here, he gotta do something or he's just gonna go back to the fountain and do absolutely nothing.
I mean, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. They had the right idea. They just didn't have the gold. That's what happens when you're over 10,000 gold ahead. You can make super aggressive plays that your coach usually would be upset with, and you can make it look good. You can make it look like, hey, I planned for